Good afternoon. So let's get started off with the interview process. So can you just explain me a bit about the current project you're working on and what are your main responsibilities there?
Hi. So I'm currently working as a software developer. I have about around 8 to 10 months of experience, and I majorly look into two projects in my firm. And so to talk about one of the projects, so I was responsible to build the entire project from scratch. So the project was regarding getting some. So basically, we had two data sources, and using the data that we fetched from. So one was a API that we consumed, and another one was a data warehousing tool from which we got our data, and we had to convert that data into the way our client required it. And then after the processing, so basically we're supposed to send reports every day to our client, based on which they so it's not the client exactly, it's an intermediate team which interacts with the client after that. So basically, so this project was a major project that I have worked on.
Can you just tell me about the problem statement, like what exactly, what you're working for and what is the final output for that?
As I said, there were two data sources. So after we fetch the data, so I work on Java. So there was some so it was trade related data, and we had to form useful insights for the client, for the intermediate team, based on which they give insights to the client regarding what was the so it was related to forex trading. So then they inform the clients whether their positions are what is the total commission that they own, and things like that. So it is towards trading side, basically.
Okay, so how will be your day-to-day, like work life? What things you majorly get involved apart from, like development side? What other things you get involved with?
So there are a lot of projects that my team handles. So the project I just spoke about, that was one of the major projects where I was involved. So now that is in production. So that is almost completed. In case of any support that is required, I put my effort over there. Apart from that, there are some already built projects which require some more refactoring and new business requirements and stuff. So based on that, I'm involved in coding the logic for it and all. So yeah, that's my day-to-day activity.
Okay, so you don't have a prior experience in big data, right?
No, I do not have a big data experience, but I came across Sumit sir's course, and it sounded well, and it looked like something that I would like to learn, and I wanted to have my career move in this direction. So I thought of taking up the course, and I'm really enjoying the course. So that's why I think I want to switch from a developer to a data engineer. Yeah.
Okay, so have you done any personal projects in this trend, like you're actually about to move? So you have some hands-on experience here?
I do have. So while doing the course, I was whatever every week that we were learning, I was implementing it as well. So I do have I have practically also practiced whatever I was learning. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So you have knowledge on almost all the big data technologies, right?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, but I couldn't find them in your resume. So maybe I would suggest you to put all of them in the resume as well, actually. Maybe once you start applying for jobs, because based on this itself, your resume can get shortlisted as well. Okay.
Yes. My resume is not prepared right now for big data related interviews. Yeah, I'll make sure I'll add all those relevant skills.
You can just work a bit about it, because even like work experience as well, you just need to work a bit on. Okay, so maybe post the interview or when you get time before you start applying for the interviews, right? So you just need to make some changes as your current resume. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, then we can get started off with one of the questions. So maybe I'll just try to share my screen and you can just see the question and you can just write the logic and then we can just discuss a bit about it. Okay.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the question. Maybe if you just wanted to take a screenshot as well, you can take it, and then you can just share your screen, and then you can just start writing the logic, and you can just explain me all these things. So this is a sample table data, so which have all the columns of campaign ID, campaign name, date, campaign team and campaign country. So this is just regarding some marketing campaign and few of the fields we have. So now you have to just like write the logic right from the scratch. Like you can create a data frame or RDD, but and then you just need to do all these things like read the CSV, define the schema for it, include a new column to convert the date into like Unix timestamp. So you can consider this like at 12 a.m. something like that, and then you can convert into Unix timestamp. Drop the duplicates from the column campaign ID if we have some duplicates, and find the count of campaign launched in the month of April. So from this date, you can just consider April month, and then you can just give me the aggregated count. So partition the final data frame by campaign country and store it in Parquet format. Append the data to some location. So this sample location you can take and you like append it and finally save it. So you just need to write the logic for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just take a screenshot of it and then you can start sharing your screen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just share my screen.
Yeah. Just a minute. Access is there for you, or let me give you access. Yeah.
Just 1 second. I'm just opening a notepad or something.
Yeah. Anything of your choice, you can just open and then you just refer to that questions as well.
Let me know if my notepad is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. And if you want me to just paste the questions in the chat also, that's fine. So just have an idea on the table structure and then I can just paste the question in the chat and you can just paste it over here.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
No, I just pasted the questions in the chat. So you can just take the reference from them and you can just paste it here as well so that you will.
Okay. Yeah.
Easy for you to actually look around.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you can just tell a bit about your approach and like before starting off, and then you can start to write the logic as well.
Yeah. I'm unable to paste it over here. 1 second.
It's not allowing you.
Let me try again. Just a minute. This is the only thing. I think I can't copy.
Okay, at least you can see the screenshot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can just take the reference from them there.
Yeah, okay. So this is a table which is in a normal RDBMS right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's like an analytical. Okay, so you will have like a lot of duplicates, all those. It's not exactly like RDBMS compliant. So it's just like an analytical table. So you will have like a lot of duplicates and not in normal form as well. Yeah.
Okay, this is a CSV file, right?
Yeah, you can consider that way.
Okay. So first of all, I'll need to read this. So no, the first thing I need to do is load the Spark context. So
yeah.
I think this is, let me. Yeah, okay. So I'll first get the Spark session. And for configuration, I can just give the app name, right? App name and master. And over here, you can pass whether it should run on yarn or if it should run on your local system. So right now I've given local.
Okay.
Yeah, now to read the data, to read this CSV, I can use the read API. Spark.read. I can give the format as CSV.
Yeah, just give some like just any random path, that's fine.
Yeah, the S3 path.
Yeah.
And so header is true. Like this has header also. So I think option. I'm not entirely sure if this syntax is correct or not. And so should I infer the schema or should I get the schema later on?
You have to write the schema or your own explicit schema. Yeah.
Okay. So schema and so to get the schema, so there are two approaches that I can use to get schema, right? One is the using
struct type.
Struct type, and the other one is SQL style. So schema is equal to campaign ID. Should I give it as begin?
Your wish. Data types, it's not a big problem. You can take it on your own. Yeah.
Campaign name. I can convert this date later on. So I'll give string for now. If required, I'll change it.
Yeah. Later on as well, we can do it.
Campaign team. So yeah, it will take the schema from here.
Okay, so which method did you use? Like this one, the direct you're writing it, right?
This is the SQL style of writing it. So there are two sides, right? One is using struct field and all, and one is using the SQL style.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's incorrect, you can let me know. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So df1 is equal to this. Okay, so now to convert, I need to.
Yeah, you can just refer the question once. If you want me to reiterate as well, I'll do that. So I think for firstly, you just like have done the two things, read a file from the S3 location, and even you have given the schema. Now you can go ahead and, like have operations on your data frame, include a new column to convert the date into Unix timestamp, and then drop the duplicates, all those things you can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, okay, so in order to include a new column, I need to use the with clause. With the name of the column. And I need to pass so I need campaign date should be converted. I'm not sure about the syntax to convert.
Okay, is that just with dot with, or is there any other syntax like?
Dot with column, I think. Dot with column, yeah.
Yeah.
So this column campaign date needs to be converted. I can use 𝑒�XPR over here, right?
Yeah, if you want to have a function, you can use the expression.
Yeah, and I don't I can't recall what is the syntax to convert to
Unix timestamp.
Yeah.
Okay. Unix underscore timestamp, that column you can give, so it can convert into Unix timestamp.
Okay.
Within the expression, you can give it that way.
Like this, right? And then I need to pass the format, right?
Yes. No, actually, suppose if it's Unix timestamp to date, then you need to have the format.
Oh, yeah. Unix timestamp, meaning it tells the number of seconds, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it need not be any format. Date means we need to have the format, but this is fine. Yeah, it automatically converts. So we'll take the assumption like it's 12 a.m. So based on that, it will try to connect that into Unix timestamp directly.
Okay. So this is it, right? Like
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Drop the duplicates from the column campaign ID. Okay. So drop. I think the name.
You can like have different data frames. Like you need not tweak the existing. So just now you created a data frame with one more column, right?
Yeah.
So now you can just go with another data frame. Each one you can just take up a new data frame and you can do it. Yeah, the way you're doing.
Yeah. This is how it is, right? Yeah. So there is a drop duplicate function, right? And then I can pass the name of the column here. Yeah. Campaign ID. Yeah, that's the next part, right? This is how it can be done, right?
Yes, yes. And if you want like specifically column, then you can just give call and then you will specify it's the like the column name. Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, yeah. And the same above as well. Like just want to mention specifically column, you can give call and then you can mention. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it's both of them do the same thing, right? Like it's column expression and column string.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Now the next thing is find the count of campaign launched in the month of April.
Yeah.
Okay. So creating another data frame. Find the count of. I can convert this to SQL style, right? Like Spark SQL, since that is a little more comfortable with me.
Yeah, yes, you can go with Spark SQL as well if you require.
Yeah, okay. df3.create or replace temp table. Campaign. Now, what is it about?
Spark.SQL and then
yeah, it's SQL dot.
SQL dot or directly Spark SQLs you wanted to use? It's Spark.SQL and then give your query.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
like
here
this.
you can give your actual SQL query.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what find the count of campaign launched in the month of April? So select campaign name.
So you need campaign name?
One second, let me just find.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I just need the count.
Yeah.
Okay. Select count star from campaign. Group by.
You need a specific which count. Okay, yeah, you finish it off and I can do. Yeah.
So my campaign date, I took that as string. I need to convert that to timestamp.
Yeah, you can cast it or anything if you want.
Yeah. I can't cast it after the where clause, right?
You just, okay, and where you wanted to do it? Okay.
So what I'm trying to do is just select count of a campaign where date is greater than 1st April.
No. Like, how can you consider like April? Okay. So if it's 1st April, which year? Which year will you consider? Okay. Because see, we have given the sample data, right? So it can be any year. It's not like only in 2022 only those campaigns are required. It's like in the month of April, right from the day I started launching to till date, like what all campaigns that were launched in April I wanted to know.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it could be any year, fine.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So I need to from campaign date, I need to get only the month, and then I can query that if month equal to 3, I mean a month equal to April, then count star.
Yeah.
Select concept campaign.
Actually, the problem if you give the campaign data string will come in data frame 2 as well, because from string you can't convert to timestamp, right? So there itself you have to make that change. Yeah. You can have it date. You can have it date, and then yeah, this can convert into timestamp. So you already have it in date, right? Now go ahead and just get the month for it and query that month to be April to get the count.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you have it in date format. You can just use any function or so just to break it down and get only the month.
I got that, but where do I from campaign where? There is a month function, I think, which if I can just pass the date in the month function, right?
Yes, correct. You can pass that column.
Yeah. It gives the number or like
it gives the number. So for that you need to see your date format. Just see in the sample data how it is given. Suppose if it is given in string, then the same needs to be passed here. If it's a number, then you have to pass the same here.
Okay, so it is a number.
Yeah.
Greater than month equal to 3. Yeah, I think this.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, sorry, 4.
Yeah. Okay, count star generally gives the total records. You can just give the campaign name itself, right? So you will just have exactly all the campaigns that were just launched. Else, if duplicates are there, even they'll they'll also get catched, and it can give wrong result actually. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll store this in DF4.
Okay. Yes, and I think
Next
finally
is
you have to write your data frame.
Partition the final DF by okay. So I need to write it. The format is parking dot partition by. I need to partition by campaign country. Store the data partition dot append dot paths again. 3 paths. Yeah, I think this is it.
Okay, which data frame you're writing? You didn't mention that.
Oh, yeah.
You got me? Like you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
write one data frame, right? What is that?
DF4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spark.write. Where would it come?
Which data frame generally you wanted to write?
As in, so DF4 is the last one, right? So DF4
Yeah.
dot, is it this?
But DF4, how many columns do we have here?
Just one, right? Like it's just counting.
Yeah. Can we partition it then? Like, because it's just a number, right? So we can't partition it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can just go for any other column. Like you can just take up the data frame which you read. That would be better. Just whatever you read. You're just like this is just for a reference, right? Or else you can just create one more data frame where you're just doing all the select, like Spark SQL, just to select all the data. And then even that data frame you can write.
So we don't need to write, I mean, all the computation we did was to find the count, right? So that should be, I mean, that should be written back to, right, to HDFS.
Like you wanted this to be like an action and that will be the result, right? But I was just checking, like if you wanted to write a data frame, like you know how you just write it, that's all. So like I was divided into different sections, like how you read it, transform it, and then final. So you can just have one more data frame where you will just read it along the data and just write the data.
Is this okay?
Yeah.
So yeah, all the columns would be there.
Okay, so now you need to write it actually. So which data frame you will be choose?
DF5.
Yeah, DF5. It's not spark.write, it's DF5.write.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, correct, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want this right? For DF4 as well, you can just do the same for DF4 as well. Like DF4.write and then the same thing actually. So that you
but that wouldn't have partition by since it only
that will not have partition, then that's something you have to remove it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay then. Yeah. I think this is done. So we can go for, you can just stop sharing your screen. I'll just share one SQL question and you can just try it out that as well.
Okay.
Or shall we take up some theory questions then? Anything of your choice?
No, anything, I mean, you can ask whatever you would like to ask. Anything works.
Okay, fine. So maybe just let's go for a few questions just to see like your understanding on the topic level, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So let's say you have a scoop job, okay? So maybe you're trying to import a table called students and it has like some columns like student ID, name, all those things, okay?
Yeah.
And let's say you have some null values in this, okay? And you wanted to remove those null values, okay? Or handle those null values. How will you do that?
So that can be done in Scoop itself. There is two properties, null as null as string, and then you can null non-string. So if there is any there's any integer or something, you can, instead of that null value, you can pass -1 or something. And yeah, so there is one for string and one for integer data type. So I don't remember exactly, but I think one is null non-string. The second one is null as string, I think.
Okay, so if it is a non-string, which means you have some values, or it's like a complete null. Null in the sense we don't have any data, right? So then which one will you generally choose? It's like null as string or non-string. What is that exact difference?
So if it is, can you repeat that? Sorry, can you repeat that again?
So just want to understand the difference between that null as string and you said null non-string, right?
Yeah, null non-string is used whenever, let's say there is some integer or floating data type or something. Then we use null non-string, and then we can say that wherever there is no data, we can use -1 or anything. And whenever in places where a string has to be used and we don't, it's empty or something, we can like pass null as string and then any string, NA or whatever.
Okay, in that null. Okay, got it. Okay, so the next thing is like, suppose you have some duplicate records. So is there any way you can handle those duplicates?
So while importing?
Yeah.
If there is duplicates. Yeah, no, not.
Like, let's say one particular column has some duplicates. Let's say student ID. It's a primary key, even though it has some duplicates. Then while importing, is there any way you can handle it so that you can just remove all the duplicate records and then you can just ingest only the correct ones?
Yeah, I got your question. I'm not too sure how to do that.
Okay, no problem. Let's pack it away. And suppose, let's say your table data has some outliers, something like just out of the boundary. So is there any way you can handle such values?
Yeah, that can be handled using boundary query. So we can, if we know beforehand like what should be our range, we can in boundary query we can pass what should be the range where it should like, so that the outlier we can pass a range so that outliers can be ignored.
Okay, in that range we can just consider, and all other values out of the range we can just ignore. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then the next question is, suppose let's say you have 3 GB of file. Okay.
Okay.
And how will this file be stored in HDFS?
3 GB. So HDFS stores, I mean, the file size is 128 MB. So 3 GB divided by 128, that is, 1 second. Can I just calculate and let you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so there'll be 24 partitions. 24 blocks of data. And usual replication factor is 3. So they will be stored, like 24 partitions will be stored with, default replication as 3 in the data nodes. Okay,
got it. Okay, so can you just tell me like where the rack awareness mechanism will be of like utmost help? Like where exactly this rack awareness mechanism comes into play?
So rack awareness has something to do with, basically we should, when we go for fault or replication, basically, it should not be such that our replicated blocks are like in a completely different space. Like it should be, the replicated block should be in the same, like in the adjacent server or something. It should be in the adjacent rack, so that if one data node goes down, like it is easier to like look at the replicated one, the other one.
Okay, so is it like data nodes or some data blocks you're talking about?
I'm talking about data nodes.
Okay, so if one of them fails or crashes, then the one which is, at the nearest one will become active, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if, the data nodes in the entire rack were failed, then what actually happens?
So that's what they replicated in at least, like, not all the replicated ones are kept in the same rack. They're kept in two different racks so that in case, like, in one location, all the data, if the rack fails or something, so we can look at some other, like, we can go somewhere else for that. We can find the data somewhere else.
Okay, in some other, like, different location. Okay.
Yeah, in different location, yeah.
Okay, got it. So can you just explain what is like speculative execution in Hadoop, what it does?
Can you repeat that?
What is speculative execution in Hadoop?
Speculative execution in Hadoop.
Yeah.
I am not sure about this.
Okay, no problem. And can you just tell me, like, the process or procedure when, the name node goes down in Hadoop, what actually happens?
Yeah. So there is something known as secondary name node, which is present, and whenever there are two things called FS image and what is the other one? Snaps. In 1 second.
Edit logs, something of that sort.
Yeah. FS image and edit log. So there are two, like, files which are continuously, like, so FS image, it contains the it contains, like, the content of the name node at a given moment. Like, it is a snapshot of the name node at a given moment. Like, it contains information about the metadata, the data blocks, and all of that. And whenever anything changes, whenever there's any new information, that gets recorded in edit logs. And after a certain duration, like, I think 1 minute or something, they both, so edit log gets clear, like, the information of edit log goes to FS image and edit log gets cleared. So basically what happens is every time FS image contains the like, exact snapshot of our name node. So whenever name node fails, the secondary name node, it can use the FS image to find the like, all the information, and it can take the role of the name node.
Yeah, the moment it got crashed, and edit logs, like, after the crash, what all changes happened, it will just pass it to the FS image, and so that it can become the new name node actually. Yeah. Okay, got it. So can you just tell me, like, suppose if a Spark job fails, like one of the Spark job you have written got failed. So just now you have written some code, right? Suppose if that, suppose you are writing it. So when you are writing it, like, you are passing the values, then it is just getting failed. So how will you try to debug it? Like, what is the process you follow?
So I can go to the UI and check where exactly the execution failed, like, in which stage or which stage the execution failed. So I would know whether it was before some shuffling operation or after some shuffling operation and all of that. So I can check through that.
Okay, so in your code, is any shuffling is involved? Like, something we have written? Okay. So so you see mainly the stages actually. Like, firstly you see the stages, or is there anything prior to that you look up into?
I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, firstly, even though we'll check the UI just to see if it's, like, out of memory, but even before that, firstly we'll check the logs itself, because logs exactly will have the error, and if it says, like, out of memory, then it's a sure point, like, we have to go to the UI itself to see exactly at what stage and, like, what all the tasks that were failed, and you need to see if there is any memory spillage or out of memory or anything related to that we need to see. But firstly, we'll try to see from the logs itself. Yeah, only which can actually give us better idea, like how we have to proceed further, or just a restart also is enough. So even that, all those things we can just get to know the moment we try to see the logs actually. Okay. So I'll just try to stop the recording for now. And if there are any questions period to that as well, we can just discuss for some time. Okay.
Okay.
So much. Thank you so much for attending. I'll just stop it for now.